At the end of the day, you gotta feel some way. So why not feel unbeatable? Why not feel untouchable? Why not feel like you're the best to ever do it? What is going on? Welcome back to Split Decision. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Oz.
Hello, I like long walks on the beach. I'm a Sagittarius and horrible at math. And to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing 350 pounds, looks can be deceiving, the 2017 Flip Cup champion, IMAX. Do not look directly at the sun during an eclipse.
Hi, I'm just some guy that loves MMA and I have opinions about it.
And to my left, fighting out of the red corner, with fabulous hair, we must say.
It is good.
The reigning, defending, unified, undefeated 2017 shadow boxing champion of the world, Jimmy. What you talking about, Willis? Boom. Boom.
That was great.
Thank you.
All right, so
You guys have way more energy than I do right now.
clean fight. I just smashed a pre-workout, so
Yeah,
I
I'm
got
running
no-
off 2 hours sleep.
Amazing.
Because of that amazing fight. Now remember, for today's talks, keep it clean. Round 2, go.
Fight.
Almost karate chop there. Okay.
All right, so listen, none of us really got much sleep last night. We're going to be talking the results. We got a few topics for today, but I mean, let's just dig right into it. Before we get into, obviously, the main event, we had some undercards that went on last night. And guys, honestly, I was bored as fuck. Like, I haven't really watched much boxing. We almost had Miss Kylie Angel here again. She really wanted to be here, but she's got to take care of her son.
Because she was grilling him during the results.
Man, right after the fight, I heard it. And then again today a little bit. So we invited her again next time. But, you know, we'll get into that. But so to start the show, I mean, the undercards, we had Tabiti versus Cunningham.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Fight was boring as fuck.
Yeah, Cunningham didn't bring the action.
I fucking hated it. But you know what? I didn't know any of these fighters. Obviously, I'm more of an MMA guy, UFC guy myself. But when I found out that Cunningham was 41 years old and the fucking shape that this guy's in, I was blown away. So good on him. He fought a guy who was a lot younger than him. Yep. The first 3 rounds for me were like just completely boring. A lot of in and out, a lot of slow movement. I see stiffness in that division. Stuck in the mud. But
Stuck in the mud.
but like I feel like Tabiti had that natural reflex, which was okay. But the problem that I have with him, I feel like, you know, he was thinking about every shot. You know, instead of having like a natural reflex to it, I felt like he didn't have that. And I felt like he was just thinking about every shot, and I think it was a little bit easy to read coming, you know, he ended up winning by a decision.
Okay.
But I don't know. What do you think?
You know what?
You're the boxing guy.
He's from Mayweather's gym. So they teach all of them to think, you know, like when they interviewed Berto before the big event tonight, and he said it's weird because Mayweather looks directly at you when you're fighting him. And it's the weirdest thing because he's like dipping and dodging, and he's just like looking directly at you like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're looking for things. They're looking for openings. I mean, the fight was okay. I mean, Cunningham's kind of a contender. We're not a contender. He's like a gatekeeper kind of thing. I mean, the big claim that I forgot who it was. I think it was Al Bernstein who said Tabiti could be the next Evander Holyfield. And I'm like,
no.
I mean, maybe in time, but that's like a really
long time from now.
Long time from now. But you know what? He has some national titles because he won like the USBA and the NABF, which is North American titles. So at least he has a little something under his belt. Maybe he'll get to the point that he wants to fight some of the cruiserweight champions because they are doing like a Super 6 Classic tournament for cruiserweights. And I think another one, kind of like the one they did for super middleweights like years ago, that Andre Ward kind of came out in the scene. Everyone's like, oh, this is Andre Ward, eh? Like outside of the Olympics. But, it'll get more interesting. Now the fight, my favorite of the night, the Badou-Jack fight. Badou-Jack and Nathan Cleverly, the next undercard fight.
What do you got?
I was one of the many people having an aneurysm trying to figure out the stream, so I didn't get to see any fights aside from the Mayweather-McGregor fight. So I'm sitting this one out.
Okay,
All right.
Don't worry, we got enough blows between the both of us for this. We got you covered for now.
So you're talking Cleverly and Jack.
That was so good. I liked it. He broke him down, and it kind of reminded me of when Cleverly fought Kovalev. It was the same thing where he knocked him down a few times and kind of broke him down. Like Cleverly has that. If you're able to match his pressure with your pressure, he kind of ends up folding a little bit. But you know what? It's well deserved. Badou-Jack, he gave up his super middleweight title to go up and fight, won another belt. So he already has two belts in the guy. I think he's around 30, I think. I think he's a lot
they
older.
were both. I think they were both around 30, 33 or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Indeed.
But the thing that I like most about that fight, especially coming off this really crappy Tabiti fight, like I was watching it with my dad, and we were literally like, we're used to watching UFC events, not so much boxing. So it's like, really, like this is what it's gonna be like. Really, he was hoping for a better undercard, but I really, I felt that this kind of brought it back. They had a lot of energy, which was great. You really saw the experience level go up a huge notch with this fight. So it had great energy. Jack, now the new light heavyweight champ.
Yes.
And I felt like that was the thing with Cleverly. He was coming and he went balls to the wall. And I just knew, though, with some of those shots that he was taking, I'm like, this guy's it's balls to the wall, and was not afraid. I knew he was going to eat it, and I thought he was going to drop, and he did. So I mean, good on Jack there.
But at least this leaves opportunity, because he's the champ, because WBA does that stupid regular champ and super champ, because I believe Andre Ward's the super champ. So
I don't know.
Badou-Jack versus Andre Ward, that's another time, but that's a good fight.
Sure.
Now I might,
now to the big disappointment.
I'm gonna
like, you know what, man? Like I think this is more disappointing than the Connor thing, but we'll get into that. But Davis, how do you pronounce the guy's name? Fonseca?
Francisco Fonseca.
There you go. So Davis, we get some shitty news. Guy gets stripped of his title right before the fight because he missed weight.
How much did he miss weight by?
That's the problem. So the fight was actually delayed a little bit, and I have a feeling, I didn't look into it, but Davis came out finally, and they showed what they were coming out as, and then it said Davis undisclosed. He refused to weigh himself. Just knew that he was over. Like, and then I heard that it was the first time he's done this. Like, come on, man. I'm like, who is this guy? He looked like whatever the fuck was around his head. Yeah, no, it looked like there was a meme that I saw that was like, what the fuck's he wearing around his head? It looks like it was drawn on with Microsoft Paint.
Jeez.
It was a nice, funny screenshot.
It's for cookies. That's good enough for me.
And he was eating cookies. He came in. He was looking a little soft in the midsection. Dude comes out, guns blazing. I'm like, who? I'm like, I want to watch this guy. I want to look up more of his fights, because he was bringing it. He even did the little Connor behind the back
for too damn long, though.
Yeah.
Too damn long. You know what? If you want to see a good Davis fight, Davis versus Pedraza, Sniper Pedraza, Jose Pedraza, whatever you want to call him, see that fight. But last night's Davis, I swear to God, has the tenacity to miss weight, unprofessional, lose his belt. 2, he goes on his Twitter and says, hey guys, promoting Under Armour. Yeah, promoting Under Armour. Don't forget to get my stuff. And the amount of hate, I even put a comment there because I control the Twitter feed at Split Decision ON. Check us out. I made a little comment. So the shirts come in 2 sizes. They come in miss weight and they come in overweight.
Ooh.
Yeah. Shots fired, Davis.
Bang, bang.
I heard he came in like 160 for the fight. Like I heard from reliable sources he came at 160. That's ridiculous how heavy he was. And he could have put Francisco Fonseca away earlier on, but I think he was toying with him to try and look good. But it was just, he's young, he can come back from it, but it just doesn't look good, especially on a big night that people are going to remember. That's
well, here's the thing too. Like, I wanted to introduce a new segment called What the Fuck Moment. And my what the fuck moment would have been, what was he trying to do? He goes down, doesn't get knocked out, but then starts holding the back of his head, playing.
Trying to get a DQ.
Come
He's
on,
trying to get
man.
a DQ.
That's what.
That's
That's
so
a
petty.
petty way to go.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he lost. He can go back to where he is. He's a bitch.
Yeah.
So
I just don't like how
happened.
long.
No
man,
love.
I'll fight him.
Fine, you're gonna go. He's going down to Costa.
He's
I'm going
going
to
down to Costa Rica, and he's going to fight him.
And you're going
Anyway,
to announce.
2-ounce gloves. No gloves.
No gloves.
It's gonna
Bare
be
knuckle.
like blood sport
In
in
a
there.
parking lot somewhere.
In a part, yeah.
Parking lot.
I'll find him.
Parking lot battle.
Yeah, man.
Begin.
Oh jeez.
So, and then what happens? I don't know. Do you have anything else to add on that? I'm ready to move on.
I really hated how long he tried to milk it for.
It was unbelievable.
He tried for like a minute
Yeah.
after the fight ended to be like, ow, 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 it hurts. And then the replay, like,
It was like watching Cristiano Ronaldo play soccer.
yeah, it was horrible.
It made me cringe.
Yeah, and then after that, you see what McGregor had to go through. What that man endured right after, just that contrast that we see between those two fights was
Hold
just...
on, before we get there. So these prelims end, and I am like sitting there ready to fall asleep. And then what do we get? We get this amazing trailer of George St. Pierre versus Michael Bisping, and I'm fucking like elated. Energy flows through me again. I'm excited. They did a great job with that, and I am so excited for that fight, but we're going to save that for another show. Okay. So let's get to the main event. What do
Stay
we got?
tuned.
Yeah, we got the results for Mayweather versus McGregor, and obviously you've seen it somewhere. Connor McGregor did not come victorious. I have heard it all day. People walking by my store yelling at me and everything, text messages, the whole nine. But what I will say, just before we get into like the battle, I want to show a little bit of love to Connor, because anything that you see online, Kelly, you can cue that one. Basically, all you're gonna see online now is that last 30 seconds of Connor going down, Connor taking those shots to stoppage, but the uppercuts, the energy that this guy came out with. He went 10 rounds with the best boxing superstar of this generation.
Right.
So for somebody to have their very first fight and be able to compete with that, whether you think
Mayweather might have been toying with him, but we don't know.
we don't know.
All we go off of is what we saw.
Yeah.
And what we saw is McGregor potentially take 4 rounds from Mayweather.
Crazy.
In his first ever professional boxing match against arguably the greatest boxer of our generation. Like, come on.
Hell yeah.
Hat has to come off.
Oh,
Yeah,
before we get deeper into waters, big shout out to Miguel Cotto. Now, unfortunately, he fought at the same time, so now people heard about it. But he won his 6th world title,
Nice.
WBO junior welterweight champion. Hopefully, he wants to fight the winner of Canelo GGG, which we're going to be doing in the future. Stay tuned.
Yes. So just a little bit of facts here for you. The CompuBox numbers show that 9 of Floyd's last fights that went 12 rounds, the opponent hit him with less than 100 punches. Connor hit him with 111 in less than 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He landed more punches than fucking Manny Pacquiao.
Yep.
That is unbelievable. Regardless toying with him or not, those punches got through.
And he too, he was right up there. Was the debate for the longest time between Mayweather and Pacquiao, who's the greatest fighter of this generation,
Unbelievable.
especially with the lighter weight classes. And like,
So in my opinion, I mean, at the end of the day, Floyd, I got to give him respect. I gained a lot of respect. His fight IQ. I mean, again, I'm not a huge boxing fan, so I was watching a lot of his like previous fights. I wasn't impressed, dancing around the ring, tiptoeing to decisions, things like that. But I mean, from what I witnessed last night, he had his game plan. He switched his stance up 3 different times.
Yeah.
Which confused the hell out of Connor. But he got his punches through. I mean, Connor got him with the uppercuts, a couple jabs, which were great, which I think phased him. He was turning a lot, I think, for that reason. But at the end of the day, Floyd's ring experience really is what prevailed. And just, it was textbook, man.
McGregor just didn't have an answer. Like,
He gassed. Part of me feels like he beat himself. It's not, and Connor said, he's like, I'm good to go, I'm fresh. Not like his punches hurt me or anything like that. But you know what? The better guy won. The experience, unbelievable. Hats off to him. I got a lot more respect for for Floyd. And there's a reason why he's now 50-0.
Oh, yeah.
I'm believing the hype now. So Kylie, you said you're watching.
it took him to beat not even a boxer for you to believe.
I know,
God.
man. But you know what? It says something, and I hope still to this day, Josh Spads there, he just nailed it. McGregor did a lot better than what people did expect.
That's true.
And regardless of the stoppage that I feel was a little too early, I think they should have taken into consideration his MMA background, knowing that he comes from that type of sport. I just had a brain fart. Sorry. Where basically guys get beat up a little bit more and they come back and win. They should have let it go, but at the end of the day, he didn't acknowledge any. He didn't dispute the stoppage, which tells you something. He was gassed. He's got to work on that. But thanks for the comments, Spads.
You could tell it was like the end of round 4 is when I was like, all right, this is starting to change.
Switches on, and that's what we said. I made a little prediction last round, or we did the whole 4 rounds. Once if he can get outside 4 rounds, he was gonna flip it around.
Exactly what happened.
That was his game plan.
Yeah.
End of the day, that was his game plan. So I have a question for you guys.
Le moi.
Scoring it out of 10, how would you rate Connor's performance? Like, what would you give him?
I thought it was absolutely fucking amazing. It's exactly what I wanted. It was a spectacle. It wasn't necessarily a boxing match as it was just a show.
It wasn't the cleanest boxing fight.
Exactly, but I just wanted to see it. I was so unbelievably excited for it, and it delivered. Like, McGregor put on a great show. It was action-packed. They weren't, like, tiptoeing around each other. Like,
Connor went right at him ferociously. So what do you give Connor out of 10?
Like, he didn't win, but, like, in terms of, like, the whole show and everything that just went on, like, that was 10. I was so stoked for it. And I'm glad. Like, it ended as I expected. But I didn't expect McGregor to do that well. So I'm just going to give it a 10, man. I enjoyed it.
Me, like I said, it was a great showing on both parts. He was aggressive, more aggressive than some of the other people that Mayweather has fought. And he brought action to him. And he stood there. They both did. Seeing Mayweather, like, I was worried. At the end of the 3rd round, I won't lie, I was a little nervous. I'm like, he's taking a lot of heat. And then after it started to flip around,
trouble, yeah?
and Floyd's coming forward, and he was looking for that KO. You saw the look on his face, like that, I'm gonna get you, sucker, look on his face. He was going after him. You know what? Connor hung in there with one of the best. I give him 9 hammer fists out of 10. Definitely 9 solid hammer fists
to the back
out
of the
10.
head.
To the back of the head.
The last one, I just gonna dock just because it was a circus. It did seem a little bit ridiculous, but it was so much what boxing needed. I'm glad that I saw this. It's nice. It's refreshing. It's history in the making. I can tell my 14 kids in the future about this wonderful fight.
And you're fertile, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna put each one on a knee, and it's great. They're gonna cycle out every 5 minutes. It's gonna be great.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I obviously, more than anybody, I'm super disappointed in the outcome of this fight. But I respect it. I respect Floyd. I'm also gonna give Connor's performance. It's tough. Maybe an 8.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him an 8.5. I just for the simple fact that as a huge Connor fan, I'm just disappointed in his cardio. He had a year to perform for this. His physical performance fighting him, I'm gonna rate it higher. But overall, just how I'm feeling, 8.5. I was really hoping that he was going to take care of that gassing situation, considering it was more rounds, but
it's different though.
It is
He
different.
says he was absolutely in the best shape of his life prior to the fight, like on his training and whatnot. But like once you get to the adrenaline dump, and Floyd's landing those vicious hooks to the body and whatnot, like that's gonna drain you. That's not something that you can necessarily train for in camp. Mm-hmm. Like especially with the adrenaline dump that you get, it just.
You can't mimic Mayweather.
Throws you off.
You can't mimic Mayweather in camp. You can try. You can have spies come in like Paulie and mimic it too.
I don't even want to talk about Paulie. That guy, it makes me
he's like
angry.
Honestly, he's Joe Pesci.
He makes me angry.
He's like Joe Pesci from Good. You fucking talking to me?
What am I funny?
Just a little
funny
yippy dog.
Funny how? Like
Funny
a clown?
Like a clown?
I use you?
Use you?
Amazing.
Joe
So did you guys watch the post-fight conference and stuff? What I really enjoyed about it is the fact that they were both sportsmen and they gave mutual respect to each other. You know, it wasn't bad blood. They were both big boys. They weren't crying about it like other fighters. I won't name any names. But they hugged it out. They showed each other respect. And even at the post-fight presser. Basically, Connor was a little sour, obviously, but at the end of the day, he thanked him, he respected him, and he said he learned something, which was amazing. He said, he didn't lose a fight, he gained experience, right, which is great, and I think it's a great message for kids too. I mean, Noah's going to be watching this. Hey, buddy. And basically, that's something that I wanted to instill in him as well, right? And I think it's important for anybody who's in the fight game or kids growing up, especially this generation. You know what I mean? They need positive influence like that and not be sour about things.
Yeah, and just owning what he did.
Yeah, owning what you did.
Owning what happened. He's like, I went out there, gave it my all, and it didn't work out for him. I wasn't sour about this loss. Like when he first lost to Nate Diaz, I was in a depression for like 2 weeks. So I was like, oh man, fuck. But this, I was like, it's not a sport. He went out there and he
pushed his limits.
I wasn't mad.
Yeah.
Definitely. So what's next? Does he stay in boxing, or do you think
trilogy?
I think he's going back to
Well, that's the one thing that he said. He said basically he talked trilogy, Nate Diaz trilogy. Nate Diaz, I don't know if you guys saw the video surfacing, Brandon Schwab and him kind of bumped into each other backstage, and the person, whoever it was filming it on their phone, recognized it was getting heated. They turned the camera on, and basically they were arguing about like scorecard or whatever, and Brennan was saying 4 rounds, and then they got heated
between him and Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
What? I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. And by the end of it, Nate Diaz was pretty much telling him to F off, and he was gonna knock him out or whatever. And he's like,
"Yeah, that sounds like Nate Diaz."
Yeah,
that sounds.
Guy's an idiot. But whatever. Are you guys excited for a trilogy? I mean, realistically, like,
the Diaz.
Do you think it's a good idea for Connor at this point to go back and do the trilogy?
You get a chance for him to redeem himself
later. I think he's gonna go back. Like, obviously, he lost some face in the combat sports community. Like, he lost. He wants to go back, and he's good. I think he's gonna want to defend his title first. The winner of Kevin Lee versus Tony Ferguson, which is fucking insane.
Kevin Lee is chirping hard.
Kevin Lee's trying to be Conor McGregor, and it's absolutely.
That's what it is. It's hysterical.
It's so blatant.
I don't like how Tony Ferguson's acting either. I mean, he's trying to obviously gain himself more attention, which is great. It just seems fake. Just go in there, do your thing, fight, win. Khabib as MIA. Like, I mean, there was this whole thing forever, Tony Ferguson, Khabib, and then ever since Khabib almost killed himself trying to make weight, guy has disappeared.
My heart one too many times, and I'm done with the normie. To be honest,
Khabib called out Connor last night too.
It's honestly number one bullshit.
It is number one.
It's number one bullshit.
Oh boy.
So, but I mean, that's all I got to say about it. What about you guys? I'm ready to move on. I want to forget about this loss. It hurts me. I owe some people some money. So I just want to.
You're gonna cut him a little piece. Little slice of humble pie.
Yeah. Anybody else lose any money on this fight? I mean, anybody crazy enough like me?
At work, he's like, you're not allowed to smoke all day at work. if you lose, and I lost, and I was tweaking all day. It was no good.
Good.
I didn't lose nothing. You know what? I gained something. I gained something about the boxing community. Learned something about myself. It's biblical time. So
anyways, I didn't feel too bad though. One of my coworkers told me that somebody in Ireland lost 650,000 pounds or something like that.
Seriously,
some ridiculous amount of money they bet on Connor. It was like, oh my god, okay, I don't feel that bad, but that's just ridiculous.
Not 600.
One thing that I love to see after the fight was the immediate just like praise of McGregor afterwards, especially in the MMA community specifically. Just the amount of respect that he got from his peers, like even people that hated him and talked mad shit about him, like they were just like, I have to give it up to you.
Eddie Alvarez tweeted something amazing too that he represented, and he knocked him out pretty good, took his title.
Yeah. So except for Jose Aldo, who just posted a little emoji, laughing, crying face emoji.
Guy's an idiot. Yeah. You got knocked out in 13 seconds, dude. Like, shut up. You're done. You're done. You're washed up.
And Andy just got knocked out by Holloway, who McGregor also beat with a blown ACL. You sit down, Aldo.
Yeah, just stop.
I feel sorry for that one person that went to the bathroom before the match started and came out. The match was done. There was that one person like, "Come on, Jesus!"
You miss Christmas.
I miss Christmas.
No, that guy did.
Amazing. So, I mean, what do we got next? We got Johnny Bones Jones. And I know we got something to show, and it makes me laugh. I don't feel sorry for this fucking guy. I mean, dude, what is wrong with you? So, Johnny Bones Jones, beats Daniel Cormier, retains the title, and then what was it, like a week later or whatever, test comes out, he's positive for steroids. I mean, this is the second time now that Jon Jones has failed a USADA drug test. Tested positive for banned substances back in 2016, right before UFC 200, and was pulled from the main event. John Bones there was, hit with a 1-year ban. His life pretty much fell apart at that point.
Pretty much light. Considering he tested positive before for cocaine, like that could have been way
crazy.
worse. But the UFC pulled some strings to only get him 1 year.
That's bull. Wait for it. Shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, and he lost tons of money. He lost his Under Armour endorsement. Right. No one wanted to have anything to do with him. Go fuck yourself, Jon Jones. This time around, he could be banned up for 4 years. So this is still in progress right now. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do with him. But it could essentially end his career. I mean, Dana White even went on record saying he's going to be like 33, 34 by the time this comes back around. Yeah. Second time, I mean, it could be a career ender.
I think he's done. I really do. By the time he's 34, I think, when he's going to be 34, if he gets back, I think it's going to be a 4-year ban. And when he gets back, there's just going to be so many hungry young up-and-comers that are going to be able to...
I don't even think that's the issue. I just think the emotional and distress, and I think he shot himself in the foot this time around.
Both feet.
Suspect.
I don't know. He did twice. I'm just saying.
And about the fact that it's a little suspect. I'm putting my tinfoil hat on for a second. I'm one of those people that believes that it might be like an inside job for whatever reason, because it makes no sense. It takes at least 2 weeks for a steroid to build up in your system for it to even get the benefits of it.
Yeah.
But he took it the day of the fight or the day of the weigh-in. Like, he wouldn't get any of the benefits from that. But he passed every single USADA test up until that point.
Yep.
It just makes no sense in that. I don't know.
Well, they still got to check the B sample. And once they do the B sample, then they can move further, because it might be able to reveal some light on this whole situation. But it's just not looking good for him. You get the drug stuff. You got the stuff with the pregnant woman in the car.
That was crazy.
And the running away.
With the cocaine.
That was unbelievable. Like, what is wrong with you?
He's had like 2-3 DUIs prior to that, too.
He just dipped. And that's the worst thing you could have done. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, in the past, like, Jones had blamed his failed test on, like, male enhancement dick pills, pretty much. He claimed he didn't realize that they contained a banned substance, and insisted he was not trying to gain a competitive edge. If this holds up, yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how... You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see how he tries to... He hasn't even come out... The thing that bothers me the most is he hasn't addressed the fans. He hasn't publicly said anything. He knows he's guilty. I mean, this time around, he tested positive for Turnbull, which is an oral steroid, which is pretty much a modified version of Dianabol, which is D-ball, which is frequently used to promote the bone strength and mass. So for anybody who doesn't know, that's a performance enhancer. That's flat out steroid. That's not dick pills. That's not a poppy seed fucking muffin. Yep. This is straight up steroids.
What the hell was he trying to prepare his dick for by taking that? Jesus.
Watch the Joe Rogan podcast. He has an answer to that.
Yeah, that's a different podcast.
He's just like, Joe Rogan, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Now, Jon Jones's team has publicly come out and said that they're having the samples retested, that they feel that Jon was set up.
Yeah, sure.
Which, like, what the... and again, we haven't heard anything from Jon, so I mean, it's guilt. You know what I mean? Like, or he just doesn't care. Like, fuck him. That's what I'm saying. Fuck him.
Sorry for cutting you off, but like, I believe Jon Jones has been on steroids his entire career.
100%.
You ever hear the story about him hiding under one of the octagon rings or boxing rings in his gym for 8 hours while drug testers were there? He hid under.
What?
Yeah, it's a real story.
Stop.
It actually happened. Yeah, he hid under the ring for 8 hours so he can avoid a drug test. He was peeing in a bottle and just sitting under there, waiting for him to leave. And his only fight, his only USADA fight where he passed all the drug tests, it was against OSP, and that was his worst performance in his career.
It's true, yeah. He looked terrible in that fight.
Yeah, and his USADA fight prior, he got popped, and his USADA fight after, he got popped.
That's unbelievable.
So you think all the stuff that Cormier said during the interview when he was trying to point out the times that he was...
It's evident. I think it's pretty evident that he's been on steroids his whole career. I believe he is. Other people are going to call me an asshole or whatever. That's what I think.
Hashtag call IMAX an asshole.
Don't say that. It's going to happen now. It's going to hurt my ego, and I'm going to read this back.
Magic of the internet.
But now I think Demetrius Johnson's probably the best pound for pound fighter.
Yeah.
I think he takes that spot. Like,
See, here's
down.
so Mighty Mouse there. I love him to death. I like watching him fight. He's exciting. But this whole thing with blowing off TJ Dillashaw, like,
I think temporarily blowing him off.
no, he doesn't want to fight him.
He wants to break the record. He's one fight away, and he doesn't want to take the most dangerous fight in his career to break.
What
the
does
record.
that say?
Solidify.
What does that say to you as you as a champion?
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, I lost a little bit of respect from there because it's not a matter of, you know what, picking and choosing, and I want an easy fight to break a record. It's, you're the best, you got to beat the best.
That's why he did it, though. I can't.
It's so stupid.
Believe.
And I mean, Dana White's lost respect for him. He's like, whatever, we'll just give him this guy then, let him take it.
Yeah.
I understand. I mean, kind of deep down, I get where he's coming from, but that's bullshit.
It just dawned on me with everything that's gone around with the supposed pound for pound best fighters. Like, you know, it's always been like GSP, Anderson Silva, Jon Jones, Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
If you look at it, GSP actually might be considered the GOAT now because Anderson Silva has been popped for steroids. His past fights have been awful. Jon Jones, I believe,
And he was boring as
his
fuck
career.
to watch.
And DJ does not have us. Like, the people he's beat does not even compare to something what Jon Jones or what GSP has fought. Like, the caliber is completely different of the fighter.
100%.
So if you look at GSP's record, never been popped, ended on a high note,
Yep.
stacked division the entire time through and through, avenged all his losses. Like, on paper, GSP is the GOAT. But I'm also biased because I'm Canadian.
That's true. Seems like both boxing
And
and
you probably
UFC are
like his
losing
little
some
spandex shorts that he jumps around in.
Who told you that?
Huh?
What? Maybe. This is weird now. Say something.
Hashtag IMAX and spandex. Hey, it rhymes. So you have to believe it.
So, I mean, speaking of GSP, did you guys hear who he's training with?
No.
Freddie Roach, right?
Freddie Roach. Looks like he's put on a little bit of weight. I have a feeling. So, I mean, he's flat out come out and said, "Listen, I have maybe 3 or 4 fights in me, and that's it.
More like fat
I
out, he
want
looks pregnant.
He goes, I want big fights. He wants paydays, whatever. I think he's not going to be the traditional jiu-jitsu master taking people to the ground and doing what he used to do. I think he's training to just flat out knock people out and make it exciting. I am like excited.
He's making some hurt bombs.
Me too, but he's been training with Freddie Roach for a while. I don't know if he's been doing it more consistently now that he's coming back, but I know he's done it in the past. And once he started training with Freddie Roach, that's when his jab came into play. And that's when GSP really started to change the stand-up game because people were like, oh my God, that's a thing I can do. I can just go reach out and jab people in the face really quick and help myself reset and throw
He's
them off
definitely
and
changed
stuff.
the game.
Yeah, like,
Freddie Roach is good for that too, since you look at Pacquiao, he tells him to, use that jab to kind of get in there and then throw that powerful hand. So, I mean, that's a good point with the whole...
Man, I wonder what
thing.
Freddie Roach is thinking now with Connor, because he was blatant about his opinion on Connor, and he was landing those right jabs like crazy. When he was doing that shuffle stance change, Floyd had no response for that. He was eating some punches, but
Until
it's unfortunate.
He adjusted. And there was one time he did it, and Floyd caught him with the right when he was trying to go to orthodox, and then he just stopped.
But that was later on in the round when he was getting a little bit tired.
Yeah.
Right? And then you didn't see Connor do that again. I was disappointed. I'm just going back into it because it frustrates me. I thought he was coming out with more of a game plan. I thought he was going to show more stances and a more traditional martial arts stance and movement, which is what I was talking about the entire time, coming in on angles that he wasn't used to, and it went away. It's like he went in.
He tried it for a long time because remember if you look at it, his stance, it was a Taekwondo stance. He had a Taekwondo stance essentially the whole fight, where it's like he's standing at his side essentially.
And when he was patting his hands out too, that was throwing Floyd off. He wasn't used to that.
No,
and
he wasn't.
But later into the rounds, he kind of lost all that, and it was just
I think it was Floyd figuring him out, and Floyd knew how to defend after the third, fourth round. Floyd just knew how to defend it, and Connor McGregor had such difficult time trying to figure out his guard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and it was crazy.
He's been hit by heavier. He's dealt with heavier. So he just, as long as he gets used to those shots, wear him out, be able to hit him, be able to take him out. I'm glad he's going back to UFC because I don't think he would be able to hang with any of the guys at like 154 if he wanted to fight comfortably. People like the Charlo brothers or the one that's left in junior middleweight and like Laura. Laura's still fighting. Demetrius Andrade, all those guys would pick him clean.
He's done. He's not going back to that. No, he's the way that both him and Dana White were talking. He's done with boxing. I think he wants to get back into it, and he wants to win. So
he's gonna get into whiskey now.
Yes,
he's the
notorious Irish whiskey.
And he's a brand now. He has his own clothing line, whiskey.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, August McGregor or whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at his suits, man.
Dude, I can't afford it. But
I might. Well, I can't wear that, so maybe you're gonna see some August, McGregor suits coming into my collection, depending on the price.
He's gonna do his podcast now in just full ass like flannel suits. He's gonna get his first one. Will be flannel. Could look like Al Borland.
Wow.
Hashtag home improvement. There we go.
So you really got excited about this, just on the theme of the whole steroids thing. What else happened this week?
I don't know if I got excited about it, but Junior Dos Santos also got popped. He failed a USADA test for a diuretic. And it's Junior Dos Santos is one of those people that needs to take some form of steroid to stay healthy.
Why is that?
Because he has a rare blood condition. I don't exactly know the name of it and everything, but I know he's had it. He's had to pull out of fights. That's probably the reason why there was a big lag time between the first and second Cain Velasquez fight. It's because he was just so sick. But steroids help remedy that.
Interesting.
And without it, he lost all his power. He lost all his speed. He had no energy. And it's a really ambiguous gray area because he's in a clean sport in the USADA era. He's innately at a huge disadvantage to everybody else, even when no one else is using steroids. But steroids that help bring him up back to that normal level. I think people like that should be able to use it.
Yeah, it's a toss-up. This reminds me of exactly what happened when Lamont Peterson fought, I think it was Amir Khan, years ago, because he was taking artificial testosterone because he had low levels. He ended up keeping one belt, but he lost the IBF belt because the IBF specific rules went against that. So it's very tough in that stage. They're gonna have to evolve on or break down what the rules are for USADA to what's allowed, what's not, because we're gonna keep getting this. And you know what? Hey, who knows? Jon Jones and Junior Dos Santos, they might have both been in the right, but it's tough. It's very tough. Most of the time, you have to get that stuff cleared.
If you ask me, I think steroids should be legal. I think most drugs should be legal. I think guys should be able to heal their bodies with steroids and then take away the pain with some weed if they want to.
That's a very, very touchy subject.
But you said, even people talk about it's super dangerous to put two steroids and they're gonna one person's gonna turn off the other person's brain with a head kick and whatnot. They're just so much more powerful. But you said that it strengthens their bones, it gives them more muscle mass, which is essentially cushion, and it makes their body tougher and more resilient.
Yeah, but the problem is when you're taking those heavy blows to the head, you know what I mean? You're looking at different concussions, brain issues, things like that. You can't do that. I mean, anybody who's been on steroids, whatever, they know when they're working out what it does to you. I mean, you just set a perfect example earlier. Jon Jones, when he was fighting Ove St. Pierre or St. Preux. Yeah. The difference between how he fought before that and then in that fight, night and day. That's what it does, and you're hurting people. Not only that, there's the psychological effect of it as well. Too much testosterone or whatever, you go nuts. Yep. Good luck trying to pull you off.
Makes more. But if you go back, people talk about how
you can't do that.
How the health detriments and how it's going to hurt people. If you look at Pride, in my opinion, the golden era of MMA. It was the Wild West. Everyone was on steroids. Nobody has ever died. And there was soccer kicks to the head stomps. Essentially, it was the most pure form of sanctioned mixed martial arts. And nobody has ever gone seriously injured in it. So basically, everyone was on steroids. And it was the most action-packed, best
even
fights.
Crow Cop? Didn't look like he was on Juice. He just
Crow Cop? Yeah, of course he was.
Was he?
Crow Cop also recently got popped for roids like a year ago.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay.
They just we need to get on it, because if we get any more people that are hurt because of this, it's...
But how do you guys feel about the whole, people with, disorders like Antonio Bigfoot Silva?
Yeah.
As soon as they took away his TRT, his chin went, and he started getting these horrible, detriments to his health. He fell way below average, below everybody else.
I get that. I mean, I think saying that everybody should be allowed to use steroids and performance enhancers, I don't think that's right. For specific situations where, it's their health, it goes into, I mean, you'd really have to do some hardcore, scientific scientific like medical testing to see what it's actually doing, and I think they're not going to do that. So that's why they got to put a cap on it. They got to nip it in the butt and say, you know what, no.
Middle ground. How about even if it's just they monitor your levels, but you can't exceed a certain point.
Like a range.
We know you're taking.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
but
yeah.
you can't be like over.
Yeah.
When he got popped fighting Lesnar, who is apparently 12 men in one body worth of testosterone.
Yeah, I mean, for certain situations like that, maybe. Do they want to get into that? That's the other question, right? I mean, realistically, it costs money to do that too, right? But I don't know. I mean, the banned substance that Junior Dos Santos was found in his system was a diuretic. Basically, it's often used to as a masking agent for PEDs. I believe him. Like the difference between him and Jon Jones is Jon Jones has gone MIA. He's gone dark. He doesn't care about his fans. He doesn't care about anything. He's a whiny little bitch. Junior Dos Santos has multiple videos posted now. I don't like him as a person. I hate him.
Dos Santos?
Jones.
I'd punch him in the face if I saw him.
Twice.
Yeah. I'd kick him in the legs to chop him down a little bit, so he comes down to my level, and then I pop him in the head. But he's an idiot. But no, like Junior's, like there's videos that he's posted apologizing to his fans, explaining what it is. He's like, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. I'm gonna be back. I'm still training for this fight. He is confident that there was a mistake and that they can get the thing going again. And you know what? It seems very sincere, and that's the difference between Jones and Dos Santos. If anybody doesn't know who Junior Dos Santos is, he's been around a long time. Just a little bit of background on him, just so you get an idea. I mean, he debuted in the UFC in 2008, UFC 90. He was considered a major underdog against Fabricio Verdum, and I mean that guy's been around. He's a huge name. Within a minute and 20 seconds of the first round, he ended the fight with a strong uppercut and
From hell.
earning him. It was the knockout of the year, and essentially putting him on the map. He's gone on to defeat some big names like Mirko Krokop, like we mentioned earlier. Gabriel Gonzaga, Roy Nelson, Shane Carwin, who was a beast at one point in time. Cain Velasquez, Frank Mir, and the champ currently, Stipe Miocic, who so underrated right now. I think the guy's amazing.
It's supposed to fight Kane next.
Cain Velasquez, yeah.
You think he's gonna win that?
I think
veering
so.
off topic.
Yeah, veering off topic, I think so. So I don't know. I mean, that's a little bit of history on Junior. Been around a long time, big name, beat some big names. So it's really sad to see that, you know what I mean, after this great career that this is happening to him now. I really hope they do get to the bottom of it, and hopefully it does turn out to be a mistake. Jon Jones, hopefully it ends his career. See you later, bud. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm done with
Kick
him.
rocks.
Cormier is the champ in my eyes.
Boom versus bones.
Under USADA rule, Cormier is the.
You know what, man, and it's so hard to watch. Like Cormier emotionally took a beating. I felt so bad for him after that, and to go down like that, and to find out the guy cheated again.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Get
rid of him.
Like you can't write this. You can't write this. If you made, they'd be like, "Oh, this really happened."
Regardless,
like
I mean, Cormier's finally stepping up now, and he's commentating. He's showing him his face in public again. He's talking to people. Whereas he was out for a little bit, it fucked him up. Yeah. And you know what? He did okay in the fight too. Like he wasn't looking bad.
He won round 2.
Yeah.
And round 3 was going his way, and then whoop.
Yeah.
There it is.
Mollywopped him right to the head.
Yeah.
Which I have to give Jones credit. He programmed him for that. He was, he's keeping his legs the entire fight, the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he was setting up for it. He was setting up for it.
And then all of a sudden throws that one light head kick. And
surprised he didn't take his damn head
flawless
off.
victory.
Dude,
there you go.
Put him out.
Jesus.
That was brutal.
Yeah.
And he was apparently was knocked out for like a minute and a half after that. Like he was face planted on the canvas.
Well, you watched it, right? I mean, I felt bad for him.
Some of the most vicious ground and pound I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That was scary.
And then the memes. So many poor Cormier.
That's what a couple people, the UFC commented, like Brandon Schwab and stuff like that. They're like, it was terrible what he went through, and you can't write that. So tell Jones to kick rocks. I'm sure he's got some money.
That's right, Jones. Kick rocks. We don't watch the UFC no more. No more OOFK. Bellator. Pride. OOFK. It's OOFK. Renaming it. Hashtag OOFK. And when we want you gone.
Can someone translate that?
Gone. Get out of here. I don't believe you don't say.
Get.
Beat it. So, what else happened? What else happened this week?
Oh, Frampton.
Oz.
Frampton. Little side note, good old Carl Frampton. He left from his manager, Barry McEwen, and Cyclone Promotions. So that's sad. No one's kind of disclosed what exactly happened.
Tell me who this guy is. I don't.
Carl Frampton. Oh, he's a great fighter. He's from, sweet Jesus, Belfast. And he's from the UK. I think he's from Belfast.
Okay.
And he's won multiple titles. He fights at like bantamweight. He's fought Leo Santa Cruz twice. He's a pretty good come forward Mexican fighter. They have a back and forth. They've won this second one, but they're not fighting for a trilogy. Fought Scott Quigg. And Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. He's a good fighter. He's just stocky, likes to come forward and throw at you. But after his last loss to Leo Santa Cruz, I think, in combination with that, maybe he's looking for something fresh. A lot of people, after they've hit like a mental or physical wall, they like to switch to another trainer. This might be his wall. It just kind of sucks because he's been with the promoter for like years upon years. I think he's known him since he was kids. But
well, I'll tell you, the pair have worked together since Jackal turned before he, oh my god,
Professional.
I can't even today Junior. I honestly I'm out of it. Pre-workout is not working right now.
He's so
not enough.
excited about last night. That's why.
But basically, since he turned pro in 2009, basically he was with him when he turned into a 2-weight world champion, and in 2016 he was the Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year. Speculation surrounding the two working together with him and his company Cyclone Promotions. I don't know. I can't even read what I'm writing. I'm ready to fall asleep. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, no. Basically, they've been around together. They've been together since he turned pro in 2009. I don't know.
I just hope to see some more fights from Frampton. I think Frampton still has a lot left in his tank. There is probably still a lot of local fights he can have. Maybe he can find a way to rematch Santa Cruz after he fights Mares for a rematch. Now I'm just throwing out names from different fights coming up. But you know what? I hope Frampton comes back. If he needs to change, sometimes change is good. And I think it's welcomed, and we get to see him on his
something
next
obviously
step.
happened, though.
There has to be.
There's got to be. You don't just end that long of a relationship over nothing. I mean, he is on record saying having taken time to consider my future and discussed it with those closest to me. I am confident that now is the right time to move forward and take my career into my own hands. So kind of doing a Floyd thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he did, right? I still believe that I'm the best featherweight in the world, and I promise my fans that I'm going to continue my efforts to get my homecoming fight rescheduled in the very near future. So they must have had some sort of disagreement in direction on where he wanted to be and where he's going to go. I mean, I was watching that pre-fight stuff with Floyd, and what was it, at 16 or 18 or whatever, he realized he had to do things his way and kind of take it into his own hands, and it was the best thing for him. Found a lot of people were dipping into his pockets, and he wasn't getting paid. So, something you want to say?
No. I'm listening. I'm holding something in the next one. God damn, Matt Hughes. I'm sorry.
Matt Hughes. He pulled through, didn't he? He's already sparring. He's already doing some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
So fucking random. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Switching gears a little bit, but yeah.
I switched a little.
Cool.
I'm sorry. We love Carl Frampton. We love the UK. Hashtag Split Decision loves UK. Maybe we'll do a show out from the UK. Huh?
Yeah. Fly me up.
There we go.
I'm never even.
But I'm just Matt. Goddamn Hughes. This man gets hit by a train.
Yeah, what the fuck was he doing in his truck on train tracks? He got
What's
hit
he
by.
gonna get knocked out by Josh Kostick? Did he take a hit from a train?
Oh,
What?
wow.
Dude, I'm sorry.
So Matt Hughes is a Hall of Famer. The guy was amazing. Pretty much paved the way for everybody and everything that's going on right now in the UFC. Guy was awesome. He's obviously retired. It's so sad. I saw the picture. You guys, I guess, saw the picture of him in the hospital.
Yep.
Getting back into jiu-jitsu. Yep. The weight that he lost and how he looked, it honestly, my heart hurt seeing him like that. He's lost a ton of weight, but it's good that he's pulled through. Yeah. Because I thought the guy, at one point, they were really worried about him. Yeah. So good on you, Matt Hughes. Good job pulling through.
Send you our best. We will send you a nice assortment, a little fruit basket. It's gonna be great. It's gonna have some guava in it. We're gonna send it Right to you, buddy. Don't worry.
Some bath.
Guava? Okay, sorry.
bombs?
He's an avocado man. Some bath bombs.
There you go. From to relax.
There you go.
Well, at least you didn't say bath salts.
I almost said bath salts.
That's a different podcast.
No, we're gonna add some of that stuff.
Well, it's a show about substance abuse.
There you go. Hashtag drugs are bad. The message was sponsored by Chad, college homeboys against drugs.
Nah, bros never let other bros do drugs, bruh.
Kidding me, bros have always made me do drugs. They're the biggest.
Yeah.
Dude, they're the biggest influence on me to do drugs are other bros.
Well, they're flipping it around. Not anymore. Shantae, you stay. We're doing this, man. We're gonna eliminate drugs. Let's get our message out there. Do it up. Hashtag Chad, bud.
Can I circle back for 1 second about
Yes.
the whole TRT thing?
Please.
Okay. Dan Henderson, 46 years old, probably has the testosterone levels of a 9-year-old boy, and he almost knocks out Michael Bisping twice. How tough that guy is.
Yeah.
He's been off TRT for the past 3 years, and he's still fighting and still gets the occasional crazy ass knockout.
See, there's hope in the drug
I just
game.
want to circle back, and I just thought of it.
Well, that goes back to what we learned from Connor. I mean, hard work and dedication. That's it. Hard work and dedication will allow you to do anything. That guy 5 years ago was on welfare and food stamps.
That's true.
He's gonna probably make $100 million off this fight.
Or
Yeah, probably.
Waiting for those numbers.
Good for him. Well, I mean, the ticket itself, he's making $30 million off the fight,
Right.
and then you got to factor in all the promotions, all the merchandising, and all that other stuff.
if the stream
crazy.
didn't go down, he probably would have made another $50 million. So he just probably hates the UFC Fight Pass and live stream right now because it just
went down?
Yeah.
It went down. Nobody was able to watch it. Showtime and UFC
Come
channel
on.
went down. No one was able to watch it.
I didn't know that.
Florida and California went down the hardest, but there was spots everywhere. That
It was funny
No
because
shit.
Dana White would he would send a picture out. He'd be like, "Oh, Connor's fighting soon," and he'd tweet a picture of McGregor, and people would be like, "Fuck you! Where's my stream? I want my $100 back."
I almost pre-ordered it just because I wanted the Maymac limited edition hat for the first if you pre-order from X amount of date or whatever, you
It
get a
was
hat.
bananas. I gave myself an aneurysm trying to fix the
I
stream.
would've
and then
lost
we
my
called
mind.
bars. Every bar was at capacity. Then we found a friend of a friend who had it working and we ended up going to his place.
but they still made record sales. The gate broke. They broke Pacquiao. They beat the Pacquiao gate by $8 million.
Come on.
They did $80 million. Apparently, the number that Floyd quoted wasn't any bullshit. They did 80 mil. They're still trying to calculate the other stuff, the pay-per-view and whatnot, but the gate was dope. Oh,
Really?
That's one big pot of Irish gold right there.
$80 million. That's
crazy.
Don't even ask me what I do with $80 million. I think I
What
quoted
would you do with $80 million?
man. Poof. I'd buy the biggest damn. I'm gonna buy a unicorn. I'm gonna use this unicorn to get to work. I'm gonna name him Buzz Stallion. Hashtag Borderlands 2. I'm a machine. Oh man, I would do some suicide. No, I pay off bills. I'm domestic when it comes to a lot of money. I would pay off all my bills. I get a Ford Focus or something like that. I would get I wouldn't
Get a Ford Focus.
Oh wait, I get a Ford Focus.
Put some spinners on it too, though, right?
One spinner, just one on the left driver's side.
How long would it take you to MC Hammer all that money though?
Oof, man, don't even. It would be a lot.
In the words of the great Chris Rock, he put spinners even on his toaster.
That'd be some delicious ass toast, to tell you that much. Wish I had
Remember that Dave Chappelle
Some rims on his toaster.
sprinkling diamonds on everything?
I want to tell you one more thing, Joe Rogan.
No, man, Raheem and I at work were talking about that today. What would you do with that money? And he's going on about, I
Shout
do
out to
this. Raheem, you told me you're watching, so hopefully you're watching. I'm giving you a shout out. My coworker, my colleague, my
His confidant.
His confidant.
His
That's the word
friend.
I was looking for. Basically, we were talking about it. He's like, I would do this. I'd help feed the homeless. Da 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 da. And I'm like, man, I would. I'm like, you remember the saying from Batman, where he's like, die by die. Yeah, swear to me.
You're dead.
No, die being the hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
Man, with $100 million, I would become the villain. I would change my name to Carmine Falcone. I would pollute the city. I would get rid of, I'd have the money to take over, and I'd be evil. I'd prevail.
You'd have the air conditioning and the heating fighting it out in your house.
Yes,
at all
it'd be.
times, racking up your
Even
bills
they
for
would
no
be
reason.
fighting, and who cares? I just pay it. No, but I would take over the city, and it'd be crazy.
God damn, and he would have a FOOK U suit for every day of the week in a different shade.
Absolutely.
Fuck Mondays.
FOOK Mondays.
Tuesdays.
Oh, by the way, speaking of different shades, this was not planned. Hashtag gray shirts. This was not planned that all three of us were in a gray shirt.
it
Really,
just
they were
really-
coordinated.
Oh, yeah. Mind meld. Bitches.
All right, how much filler do we need to come up with? Oh, sweet, 5 more minutes. All right.
What? Man, you getting the best 5 minutes of life. It's just like an NBA game. Sometimes the last few minutes are the most exciting minutes.
Questions? Do we have a chat? You know, when in doubt.
Do you have any questions in the chat? Throw your questions
Any
down.
10 people have questions for us.
Everybody on
Let
Twitch,
us know.
Facebook Live, Twitch TV, doing it up, big styles. Sundays, make your Sundays a fun day. Hashtag Sunday Fun Day. There you go.
You know what? I think we covered everything we need to cover.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end it right now.
We got more.
I need to go to sleep.
He needs to sleep.
I need to go to sleep.
Tuck him
You're not
in.
gonna be sleeping for another 8 hours.
Night.
You feel tired, but that
My
pre-workout
eyes
is
are
gonna keep
heavy,
you going.
man.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
There's vomit on my sweater already.
Mom spaghetti.
I don't listen to hip hop.
That's Eminem.
But a hip hop, you don't stop. You know, I'm gonna put you on some of that Wu-Tang stuff, okay?
You gonna learn me?
Oh,
Protect your
snap.
You wanna learn me
Gonna
something?
Protect your neck.
Give me a little culture.
Get you some of that cream.
I like it.
Cash rules everything around me. Dollar bill. You know.
What's that sound you're making with your mouth?
You know that?
Beatbox.
Beatbox.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. We're going to call it a night. Until next Sunday, we out.
That's right. And have your pet spader. No, wait, it's a different one.
Look both ways before crossing the street.
Yes.
Eat your vegetables.
Always wear pants. There we go.
Don't talk to strangers.
Make
Say no
that
to
a
drugs.
thing. Say no to
All
drugs.
right. Peace.
See you guys.